Et c'est parti!
You see here, kid? You gotta just go for it. Don't think about what comes after or what came before. You just gotta bend your knees, take a deep breath, and jump. And you might think, what if I fall? Well, what if you don't? What if you fly?
After a few really nice days in Seoul, we made it to Busan. And it was so nice to be back. As some of you may know, I have studied in Busan 5 years ago. And it felt so crazy to be here because so much has changed, yet everything is the same. I felt a lot of emotions, but I was just the happiest to be here. I spent the first few days just rediscovering the city. And it was really cool to just go back to all of my favorite places, stroll around the campus and see what has changed and what hasn't. A few of my favorite cafes have sadly closed down, but I discovered new ones, like this bagel place in front of campus that I am sure I would have been at every single day if it had existed back then. For some reason, Korea has a thing for bagels, and they are always super fluffy and delicious. When I was living in Busan, I used to go to that small restaurant almost every single day. I would have an amazing bibimbap for less than 4 euros and speak broken Korean to the owner, who was always so kind to me. When I left Korea back then, I gave him a little card with a picture of me and a few words in Korean to thank him. He also gifted me some bookmarks that I still use up to this day. It was so nice to be back in this restaurant and have that same bibimbap again and a few words with him, because he remembered me and he even kept the card all of that time. Summer in Busan! You! One of the things that made this trip in Korea so special is definitely the people. Korean people are honestly so kind and open, especially to foreigners. And I was so happy to be reunited with my two friends, Yongjun and Chaemin. You've met Yongjun in the last episode in Seoul. And Chaemin took us to this street food market in Jeonpo, where we had amazing Korean food. As you can see on here, the menu is only in Korean, which makes sense because we're in Korea, but it can be quite challenging as a foreigner to travel around and figure out things. Fortunately, as I said, Korean people are so open to help, and most of them can speak some English and will happily help you translate the whole menu. We then went to Naive Brewers, which is a specialty coffee place located in Jeonpo, and its vibe really reminded me of Osaka. Being vegetarian in Korea is definitely a challenge that I had forgotten since my last visit. I mean, I remember that it was quite challenging and I ended up eating fish while staying there for a year. But this time I didn't really feel like it, so I decided not to eat any. One of the tips that I can give you is that bibimbap is most of the time vegetarian, which is a safe bet in a restaurant. In convenience stores there are also some vegetarian options. I have seen some vegetarian gimbap, for example. I'm gonna show you more of that in the next video actually. And apart from that, when eating out with a friend at a restaurant, I would probably just order any dish that they also fancy, and then I would eat some of the side dishes and some of the rice, because in Korea you get a lot of side dishes with every single dish. It can be 2-3 side dishes, but it can also come up to like 8 to 10, which is already a full-on meal, and most of them are vegetarian, so that is quite helpful. Since we had a nice kitchen in our Airbnb, I ended up cooking often at night. I was actually very happy to go and do grocery shopping in Korea because that's something I really enjoy when being abroad, just discovering all of the ingredients that they have in supermarkets. On that night I made a bowl of rice with some omelette, some fried zucchini and a bunch of different mushrooms, and of course some kimchi.
Donc celle-là, elle est pincée comme ça. Pincée. Non, regarde. Mon pouce, il serre très fort contre l'index. Ouais, mais vers l'avant. Enlève l'autre. Essaye, tu fais comme ça là. Et tu vois, ça l'a fait bouger. Ouais, comme ça. Il serre très fort comme ça. Et l'autre, elle vient se poser entre les trois. Comme un stylo l'autre. Comme ça. Ouais. Voilà. Ouais, mais c'est super, ça sent super fort. Ou pas. Bon appétit. Mangez quelque chose. C'est pas la plus grande.
Momo's coffee was definitely a highlight in this trip. It is a big specialty coffee place located in Busan. They have a fine selection of coffee beans, delicious pastries, especially the croissant and pain au chocolat, and a free portafilter spirit coffee machine from Kiesland Westen, which is basically every barista's dream, including me. When I was living in Korea, I used to hang out at coffee places all the time. It has definitely played a part in my coffee career. And now, being a barista since 3 years, it was just so nice to be back and enjoy the coffee culture again with a new angle and more knowledge. I went there 4 times during my short stay of 7 days in Busan, and it made me so happy every single time. Had a chance to chat with the baristas, tried a lot of different coffees thanks to Charles, who was a very kind barista and made me try a lot of their stuff. And I don't know, I just felt very comfortable and happy in their environment.
How's coffee?
It's so good.
Good.
I love it.
Please.
It's okay, don't worry.
Geisha from Elida Fan and ST Natural.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Enjoy.
Since the beginning of the trip, I really wanted to go to Casetify and get a new phone case, as mine was looking very old and yellow. So we went to their store in Haeundae Beach in Busan and we personalized our phone cases. There's basically iPads on which you can choose one of the design and then adapt it to the size of your phone and they will print it for you. I thought that was really cool and that's why I wanted to share it with you.
It's so cute.
Since we were in this gigantic mall, we decided to stroll around and got hungry at some point, but they had a really nice food court at the bottom part, so we were able to get some food. Once again, a bit of a challenge, but they had those plastic fake foods so you can see and choose like that, which is so much fun. It's not a surprise to say that I got a bibimbap and it was the spiciest bibimbap I've ever had.
C'est tellement épicé, genre maintenant j'ai la langue en feu. Du coup à chaque bouchée que je prends, je suis en mode oh my god. Et je commence à transpirer des joues là. Et c'est là vraiment tu sais que c'est épicé. Oh là là.
Too long, but I don't